race fans from around the world to round 6 of the GT Challenge Series here at Imola. When are you thinking fast? We're about to get into qualifying now. 20-minute sessions where the drivers will try and set their fastest possible laps on track and get as far up the grid as possible for the start of this one. Buckle in, get ready, hit the like and subscribe button, support the stream and the drivers out on track. We're ready to get into qualifying for round number 6. Out there, we've got Andrew Brooker, GT Challenge Series Season 1, reigning, defending champion. His first up out of the box, and he's going to be the first man to set a lap here at Imola. Without further ado, let's go on board with the 992 driver and have a look what it looks from this man's perspective. Let himself here as we go into the final 2 turns. Tricky braking zone this one, you're looking for the brake mark on the right hand side. Big hello to Mary in the chat, it's lovely to see you. Yeah, I'm a commentator for this championship run by myself and Justin, for all the boys that want to come here and experience league racing. But it's lovely to see you, Mary, I hope you're well. Generally, it's very, very nice to get to see you. Setting yourself up to turn 1 now, tricky, especially if you get yourself over on the curves. Brooker also a fan favourite here. Again, I will stress to ladies and gentlemen at home that these will not be the quickest laps so far. They're setting these, it's going to be the initial first couple of laps as they're setting the car up, getting the tyres ready in the pressures. The boys have been practising all week, very hard within the practice session, though I must admit, we haven't seen as much this week into the practice sessions. He's usually one of those guys that grinds his butt off trying to get the car set up properly, but not a lot of preparation for this one, so I wouldn't expect to see Brooker too far up the grid, but we're always hoping and willing the Southern driver to be as far up as possible. Great representation of what a GTC champion should be. Here's Andrew Brooker. Very proud and pleased to have him as our Season 1 champion. Currently, Andrew Brooker has the most amount of weight on his car. This is championship success ballast. So P1 in our championship will start with 20 kilos of ballast. P2, 18. P3, 16. P4, 14. It'll go all the way down to 0. Then the next man will have -2, -4, it will go down. People will have a good opportunity. It really tries to bring the field closer in together. Andrew Brooker just about to finish his lap now, providing it was all set and done within the track limits. A tricky pit entry here, and especially a tricky pit exit. Let's see what the man from the pride and south of England manages to set first time around. Again, I will stress that these are the first couple of laps. These will not be a massive representation until the boys really get into it. 16 minutes still on the clock. Jens Stylehouse, welcome in, brother. Unfortunately, looks like I'll not be able to make part in this one. Brother, we're going to miss you. You've been an absolute star this season. Alan Brown takes fastest lap of the race by 42.2. We've Doug in there too, and especially with Broker Hill. I'm Arctic Ramsey's brother, and I'm filing in for him. Where can I find the server info? It's on the Discord, my friend. I didn't realise that Mr. Fox was out of this one. New fastest lap, Tom Venters. No surprise there. He's the one to watch tonight. I've raced with Tom a few times. He goes really well at all the tracks. He's a bit of a Bathurst specialist, but in my opinion, when racing against a pseudo racing driver, I think this one is by far the fastest track I've seen him at. Throwing down the gauntlet nice and early there is the Aston Martin driver. So who else is out there? So up on their laps at the minute. Alan Brizzle Brown 2 temps up, Andrew Brooker 10 foot. Kevin Hatch spotted the new livery tonight. Teammates with, you've guessed it, Chris Penrose. So watching Kev and Chris there with the Senna Tribute livery on there. Mary, I'm so pleased to see you, and I'm pleased that you've come into the chat to spread some love. Chris Pizik, teammate, we're all looking forward to Donut and my friend. There's quite a few of us now going down there, so I'm looking forward to getting to see you, brother. See Alexi drive. Yeah, he's definitely a fan favourite. The Frenchman from Colmar, France. Currently resides over in Germany at the minute, but Kevin doing a fantastic job. Oh, we've got second in the Slight briefing there. Welcome everybody. Today we're diving into the excitement of the next round of the GT Challenge Championship. Round number 6, here at the iconic Imola GP circuit. Get ready for a thrilling race, always with the in-depth analysis and the action, as our top drivers compete on this legendary track. Join me as we explore the strategic highlights, behind-the-scenes moment that make this championship a must-watch. Let's gear up for an unforgettable race day. And just on that note, guys, the qualifying session is due obviously in the middle of the day, so we have some sunshine, but this race is due to go dark on us, so it's going to be another challenge thrown up to drivers out there on track. If you haven't already, do consider hitting the like button, subscribe if you're new, all of that jazz. I'd very much appreciate it. Everyone should be very familiar with the Imola GP track, officially known as the Autodromo Internazionale Ferrari. It's located in Imola, Italy, which is situated in the Emilia-Romagna region. This circuit has a rich history, having hosted its first Formula 1 race in 1980. Originally built in the 1950s, it has undergone several modifications over the years to enhance safety and improve the racing experience out on track. Imola features 19 turns, both challenging than the rest of them, and is approximately 4.9 kilometers long. Imola is renowned for its challenging layout, which includes a mix of fast straights, technical corners, and huge curves, making it a favourite amongst the drivers out there. The circuit gained significant attention during the 1990s, particularly after the tragic events of the 1994 San Marino Grand Prix, which led to major changes in the safety regulations in motorsport. The Imola continues to be a prominent venue for various racing events, including the Formula 1, the GT racing and other motorsport competitions, maintaining its status as a historic and beloved track in the world of racing. Liam Barker, 7 tenths up on his lap now, doing a fantastic job. But as you can just see the manufacturers on the side. Let's have a look at the nations. They haven't got quite everybody out on track at the minute, dialed in essentially to their nations. We'll get it sorted as and when we go, but hopefully everyone's doing alright. I appreciate everyone obviously jumping in. Liam Barker is on for a significant improvement, 8 tenths of a second up. If you look at the left hand side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, you will see a green bit, and that's telling you if they're 2 tenths, 3 tenths up on the lap, if they're improving. If it's red, they're not improving. Liam with a significant improvement. The man from Runcorn, England, representing the BAC mono manufacturer out there. Fantastic guy, fantastic job, and we're looking forward to getting them all out. We're having a meet up at Donington next year, and a lot of the lads are coming through. Currently class in the field, no surprise, Tom Venters, but Chris Penrose cannot be counted out of this one. Who's improving? Who's up on the lap? It looks like Tom's putting in another stellar performance, but back here, Justin Pazowski with his brand new livery, and we're told this isn't a bribe, by the way, out there with his Justin Minister of Defence livery on there. Just in the background, that's an Aston Martin, and I forgot that's not actually Tom, and we've missed his livery out there. So let's keep on board with the German Minister of Defence, as he's still setting good lap times. So, to recap a little bit for those that are at home that has just tuned in recent qualifying session over at Misano for the last round, we witnessed an exhilarating battle that kept fans on the edge of their seats right down to the last couple of laps. The Isle of Man driver Chris Penrose managed to edge out Tom Venters for pole position, securing P1 on the grid. Close behind them, Jan and Kevin Hadge, starting from the second row of the grid, and it really set the stage for an exciting race ahead. Additionally, a standout performance came from Andrew Brooker in qualifying, who pulled off a remarkable last lap effort, catapulting from P10 to P5. The impressive drive not only showcased his skill, but also added an extra layer of excitement to the qualifying results. With such a competitive field, the upcoming race really did promise to be an absolute showstopper, and that it did. In the Misano race, Tom Venters initially took the lead from Chris Penrose, managed to get in front of Chris for the first half of the event. However, Chris Penrose demonstrated his prowess. That's where camera needs to change over there. I'm sorry about that. We've got Richard Rory Horse on there. Demonstrated his brutal prowess and top contender of the championship, showcasing his skill and strategy. In the second half of the race, however, Chris Penrose pulled away from Venters, ultimately claiming his first victory of the season. This win not only highlights Penrose's talent, but also sets the tone for an exciting championship ahead. Congratulations to Chris on a well-deserved victory, and first one of season 2. During the race, Jonathan Clifford found himself in several scrapes, none of which were due to his own mistakes. Unfortunately, he faced challenges from other competitors, particularly his Lamborghini GT3 car, which seemed to be attempting to turn into an Aston Martin throughout the race. These incidents highlighted the intense competition on the track and the unpredictable nature of racing itself. Despite the difficulties, Clifford's resilience and skills were evident to navigate the chaos. We're just watching Rory wind up and go again. We've got Craig Foreman, 4 attempts up on his lap. Ian Chico Thompson also, just threw that away there. I think the Sky Players also improving. So, Jonathan Clifford opted to pit early once again, a strategy we've seen him employ in previous rounds. The early pit stop allowed him to undercut several competition, gaining valuable track position. However, this tactic left him vulnerable towards the end of the race, as tyre aggregation became a significant factor. Despite the challenges the American faced in the last stages, John showcased his skill and determination, ultimately finishing in a commendable P6. His ability to navigate the race effectively and choose the right strategy at the right time speaks volume about his racing acronyms. Also, big shout out also to Dirk and Mac. They delivered impressive performances during the race, both finishing inside of the top 10. Their strong showing not only highlights their skills and consistency, but it proves how much, you know, they've improved throughout the season. So, massive shout out to both of them. It's always encouraging to see drivers perform well under pressure, and the results reflect their hard work and dedication throughout the season. Congratulations to both of them boys. And finally, a big shout out to Tom Tunstall for his commendable finish, P18. Just to see if anybody out there is improving on the lap. You've got Ian Chico Thompson, who really needs to pull one out the bag now. Nearly 6 attempts up at the second. Yeah, your efforts out on track, Tom, they're truly appreciated. Additionally, we heartfelt thank you to all of the drivers that attended on the grid Saturday for Misano, and a big heartfelt thank you to the Pseudo Racing team for joining our championship. Your participation and dedication contribute significantly more excitement and competitiveness to the series, and we look forward to more thrilling races ahead. So hopefully I haven't talked your head off too much in that little bit there as we're watching Ian Chico Thompson try and get his lap together. He really needs to pull one out. Currently on a 151, and Ian's definitely capable of a bit more of this. Tom Venter's leading the way on a 40.3, followed behind by Chris, who is in the pit lane in a minute on a 40.6. Kevin Hadge a little further behind at 41.1. Liam Barker, who's definitely impressing right now, is on the second row of the grid initially on a 41.4, but it's very tight back there. Andrew Brooker not far off him either. Jan very close, as well as Raymond Grants, who's P8, followed by Jonathan Clifford, no surprise, is inside that top 10 position, and Justin Borowski, the number 44, German Minister of Defence. Good to see him out there. A big hello to Chris Wilson Sim Racing. Good luck everyone. Good luck to you, my friend. Swifty J in the house, says Beer Me. I will. As Ian Chico Thompson just pulls off to the side there. Jump on board with the D-Man. Come on, have a look at this livery, ladies and gentlemen. It's Batman and Roger. His teammate this season, however, Roch is away for this weekend. He's with his girls and wife over in Durham. They're having a gymnastic competition, so we wish them all the best. I hope they have a lovely time, and I hope obviously they do very well. Roch, you definitely missed, and David, well, he's got a lot of weight on his shoulders this for this race at very least, because he needs to start pulling some points for the team, being the only driver out there for the Batman and Roger team. They've been putting in work, but putting in practice. Just in the background there, you are seeing Alan Brizzle Brown of the FRL Racing Team. Always involved in some of the fun out there, but yeah, one of the funnest liveries I think that we can see out on track. How long have we got left of this session? Still just under 6 minutes left of this one, and welcoming down to the Pseudo Racing Team. Big luck, buddy, and I still want to get you on track at some point this season, bro. Raymond Cramps. Is it Cramps? Camps? Cramps? Camps? Well, we'll call him Cramps now. I've already done it, and Tom was Tom Ventures for the longest time. Tom Ventures, Pet Detective. But yes, Raymond Camps for the Pseudo Racing Team. I apologise for that very much, Mr. Raymond Cramps. P9 at the minute. Just been pushed down a position by Mr. Jonathan Clifford. Tom looks like he's improving on his lap, but I'll stick with Mr. D-Man. Don't call for a good time. Don't call for a long time. Call for a lot of lube. It's David Storr, the number 27 720S driver from Scunthorpe, England. Please don't ask me to elaborate on why the lube was involved there. Never mind, the D-man's coming across the line. Has he lost a bit of time there? He has. Oh, through that. He was on for a good one there. Still, just under 5 minutes left of this second. It looks like Ramsey Ramirez is improving on his lap. So let's go back to the... I believe this is Ramsey Ramirez's cousin, right? I will get back to that message during there. It was... yes, his brother out on track tonight in the number 17 Ferrari. Good to see Ramsey has got all base covers there. It's good to see the car still out on track. They're still putting in a good amount of time. But 1.1 up, this should see him move significantly further up the field, hopefully. Currently on a 44.6. Where does this put him? Is that a huge improvement? Oh, into P17. Nice work. Anybody else out there improving? Liam looks like he's having another go. Jan Matheson, king of the gin drinkers. From Denmark. Obviously, Jan, born in 1968 from Copenhagen, Denmark, currently 56 years of age. So good to have our OAPs out on track. It's not up Jan, he's a force to be reckoned with, and has been in the UK since the 1970s. Hailing from Norfolk, his hobbies include motorcycling, gaming, art, and music. He used to be a DJ, kayaking. He's working in freelance production interiors, architecture, automotives, and a marine designer. Full house CGI artist and graphic journalist since 1991. And it's fantastic to have the addition of Jan out on track. He's provided us some bloody good racing this season, so it's great to see. Again, if you haven't already if you're looking out for a certain driver out there, I know Daz is cheering on Mr. Cramps. Good luck in here, fellas. Let's go, Rory. As it looks like Jan's going to wind up and go again. P6 for Jan. It looks like that's the end of his little run there. Brooker 0.2 of a second up, but hang on a minute. Where is Brooker out on track? He's maybe going to get held up here by new fastest lap by Tom Ventures at 40.1. And I think, yeah, a little bit of miscommunication there between Andrew Brooker and that must have been Ian Chica there. And yeah, Brooks still with 0.2 up, so there's definitely a bit more time in there, but yeah. Oh, that's a bad bounce, and that's all going to go away from him now, yeah. 2 tenths down, just a real bad bounce there. Wants to get the hurry on, but maybe a little bit of communication error with the 720S driver in front. However, 0.3 of a second up is Mr. David Starr, and I can tell you this, Tom's still pushing. Will we see a 39 by the end of this one? We've got to say good luck. Everybody says Daz is wishing his heartfelt good luck to everybody out there on track. Obviously, Daz, part of the Pseudo Racing Boys, are now on track at the minute. We do have Mr. Tom Venters. We also have Raymond Camps, the Pseudo Racing driver, as well as Peter Ackery too, and Owen is also out there, out on track. So the Pseudo Racing Boys, very well represented tonight at Imola. We have a 1 hour race coming up for you with a mandatory pit stop that includes a tyre change. We've seen some fantastic racing this season already. Will round 6 be any different? I highly doubt it. David Starr just trying to navigate these next couple of corners now. He's got a 10th in it, but what is the delta currently to Raymond in front between these boys? Tell you what, if he can just keep that 1/10, he's going to jump Raymond. But it's keeping it going all the way to the end, and he's lost it once again. But it's very tight between all those boys, and with Raymond now into the pit lane as well as Jonathan Clifford, this is prime opportunity for someone like David Starr to try and bag himself a little higher up on the grid. Speaking of the Pseudo boys, it's Peter Ackery in the Ferrari. You can see by the delta on the left-hand side, he is 4/10 of a second up. Adrian Nord, part of the Run DJC racing team, also putting a stellar performance here. Can Peter keep this together? This would be a fantastic result if he can. We should see him go a lot higher there. Currently on a 42.3. Where does this lap put the Pseudo Racing driver? Up inside of the top 10 positions. It's not David Starr outside. Top 10, P11, but yeah, Peter Ackery up to P9 now, in sandwich between Mr. Raymond Cant and Jonathan Clifford, the 999 American driver. Solid work. Alan Brizzle Brown looks like he's going to try and challenge it to go a little further up the grid. Side bloody graphics I've got. I apologise. What happened to Brown there? Is he still up? He is. Another cool livery out on track there. The FRL Formula Racing League. Oh, it's very well represented with Mr. Alan Brown out on track. Can he finish this lap off? And can he keep it strong? 0.3. So he definitely found a bit of time through the chicane there. Appreciate the 16 people currently watching on the YouTube channel. Thank you for coming in and supporting the championship, the GT Challenge Series, round number 6. We're a 1 hour race ahead of us. If you haven't already, do consider hitting the like button. It helps massively. These are the last laps now, and breeze through it all the way in the last couple of corners. Maybe they'll start practicing their pit entry. They will. It's important to get this one right. And Liam Barker in the background there too. Only man out on track really that's improving is Andrew Brooker and Peter Ackery. Andrew needs to find at least 0.2 of a second to try and leap bound Jan in front of him. The Porsche driver, more than capable. Well, we've got a little lull in the action and Andrew's putting in his lap now. A quick word from our sponsor, BP Tuning. Are you looking to elevate your gaming experience on ACC or the new Le Mans Ultimate Racing Sim? Then look no further than bptuning.net. As one of the premier setup websites, they offer the very best setups for all the cars in both sim racing titles, ensuring you have the competitive edge out on track. And that's not all. BP Tuning also provides coaching lessons to help you hone in your skills and improve performance, whether you're a seasoned pro or a newcomer to sim racing. Their expertise and guidance will take your gameplay to the next level. You can find the setups and all the coaching links in the description to BP Tuning below. Andrew Brooker, will this be the improvement? It doesn't look like it's going to be. It's as you were, and he's not happy with that one, as you can see there. Throws it into the wall. Yeah, not a happy bunny. Certainly not the way he wants to finish that one out. But here we go. We're moments away from hitting our qualifying session. It's going to be Tom Venters, Chris Penrose, Kevin Howard, Alan Brown to lead the cars away. Just while we've got a moment in the lull letter, we've got to grid it up. Buckle in, ladies and gentlemen, for a 1 hour rally race here. It's going to be Tom Venters leading the pack away. This is it. Into the night, into the darkness. Hopefully the boys can all put the lights on. But yeah, mandatory pit stop, 1 thrown in for all the boys. And without further ado, let's go trackside. Hopefully we can see something while doing this. Alright, there you have Mr. Tom Venters, P1 of this race. No surprise. Hold up by P2, Kevin Hatch, this Frenchman doing a fantastic job. Alan Brittle Brown, P3, that's a solid work from the Aston driver. Liam Barker, be happy with that, P4. Jan in P5, moving up the order, good lap. P6 for Andrew Brooker with 20 kilos of ballast. We move over to the 999 of Jonathan Clifford. We've got Peter Ackery, solid result, P8. And then Raymond in P9, the 182. Good to see Alex out there. The D-Man, David Storr, P10 in the end with Justin Pozowski, P11 just at his side. Dirk Lucan, impressive last race, P12. And P13 for the Rory Ritual Horse, 211. It's Craig Foreman, P14, the number 49. We have Doug Tilley in P15, good solid performance there. Owen Mine, the P16, well done to him. With Adrian Nord, what did you see, P17. Tom Tunstall finished P18 last time around, starts P18 this time. Ramsey Ramirez, it's his brother in tonight, P19. Jamie Quinton, disappointing for the Aston Martin driver. Ian Chica Thompson, Pride of Scotland, P21. Sky Blair from California Love, it's P22. So it's going to be, no surprise, Tom Venters leading the way. And this has thrown up another element here. We're into the darkness as we head at Imola for our full warm-up lap. Let's see how this one pans out. As you see the grid all just getting the sorted now. Fuel loads possibly. A weird camera angle, but I feel like we may have lost a car there. I'm not 100% sure. Good luck everyone, says Mr. Swift Share. We appreciate you, brother. And we are very much looking forward to having you out on track. Well, we've got a little second. Let's look at the track from the bird's eye angle.
Seconds. 20 seconds. 10 seconds.
It's looking like Chris has had to disconnect there, Tom. Cars are leading round into turn 1. They'll be very interesting for the boys to hold their brakes, try and get some tyre life into these things. And it looks like, as I'd suspected while they were sat on the front row of that grid, we have lost a car there of Mr. Chris Penrose, who should be lining up in P2. It's going to take Kevin Hatch to represent the team. Leading into this one, and I know Chris is going to be so disappointed. Maybe he might be able to log back in if the server's set up in that sense and get himself on the right row of this grid, but the Isle of Man driver not having the best of times here. And this is sim racing. Hardware performance issues happen. We don't wish it on absolutely anybody, especially when you put in a stellar performance. Being one of the few cars on the grid that have actually managed to really take it into somebody like Tom and give him a run for his money. Not an easy subject. But Craig Foreman into the pit there. Just on the left hand side of your screen, you see the number 1 there in orange. That signals they have a mandatory pit stop. When the pit stop is taken, that will turn green, indicating to us at home and in the box that they have taken the mandatory pit stop. Mandatory pit stop rules, they have to take tyres for this one. So ladies and gentlemen, motorsport fans around the world, welcome to round 6 of the GT Challenge Series. The atmosphere is electric as the drivers embark on their formation lap. The excitement is in the air too. Get ready for action-packed 1 hour of racing that promises to deliver heart-stopping moments and intense battles out on track, into the darkness, baby. With a mandatory pit stop looming, strategy will play a crucial role in today's race. Will the front runners maintain their positions, or will we see some daring moves from those further back? The tension is now building as the boys try and build up the tyre pressures, trying to put some heat into the rubber. We hear the engines roar and the tyres heat up. Prepare for the green flag. Keep your eyes peeled. Fierce competition battles out there. Skillful overtakes and nail-baiting drama that only the GT Challenge Series can provide. Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen, because it's going to be one thrilling ride. Let's get ready to enjoy, and let's get ready to race for round 6. Boys will be getting a hurry up now to go side by side. It's imperative now that these guys try and get around turn 1, try and get around turn 2 cleanly. It can all go horribly wrong. Final corner now for all the boys. 2 by 2. Bit of a run up though here, so we'll see how this one goes out. Will we get a better camera angle? I apologise for messing around a bit here, but I feel like a bit of an outside view. What a lovely view of the boys as they're all side by side now. Moving up for what should be a very exciting race, and a lot of these guys will not have done this race in the dark. And I do see the car there, I think, in the background of K4 and on the right hand side. I'll have to restart the pit lane and go from there, but here we go. We're about to go green light racing for 1 hour. Imola for the round 6 GT Challenge Series. Who's your money on? Where's your bets? Who's the driver you're cheering for? Let us know in the live chat as we get going. We are green at the Imola Grand Prix circuit for round 6. Tom's got the jump, but Kevin's going to try and put him under pressure straight away. Can the Frenchman go late on the brakes? Doesn't dare to do it as late as what Tom has. So Tom, commanding position at the minute. Let's go a bit further back and make sure everybody's still alive. The D-man. Everyone was a little nail biting. We have some orange markers, bit of door rubbing, but it looks for the most part everyone's got away with it. Just seeing there. Oh, Justin a little wide, gets on south on the grapple. He's lost a bit of momentum, but it's David that's going to be forced to go around the outside now with Alexis hunting him down, and oh my god, that was a big hit with Dirk. Now Dirk into the wall, and that was Alexis in the side of it. We're going to have to take a look at that. Flashes of light, somebody not very happy in the background, and it always seems to be one of the Ferraris involved, but we will take a look at the replay once we can see what is happening. Big trainer cars now as we come into the Aqua Millenale. That's not the start we were hoping for, but I hope the boys can keep it out on track, drive through whatever damage you have. Look at the road jab's going to get now as we go into the chicane. The Porsche under fire and under threat, and Jan holding around the outside. Well, Brooke is very good. Brooke does not want to give that one up. The pride of the South with the bit between his teeth. And yeah, I just want to express that we are running championship ballast. So Brooker, the 992 driver that you're seeing out there, is carrying the most amount of weight tonight, and it's not helpful. especially in your bid. But yeah, it's all about tyre management. Justin Buzowski very, very close too. Let's go and have it on board and see what the drivers are seeing out here. Visibility, bit of a nightmare. The 44 is chasing down Jonathan Plug with the 999. Lamborghini Evolution 2 driver out in front. Tom Bennett as fastest lap of the race. Then kind will come back as thick and fast as Justin, the number 44. There's a bit of a gap behind him for Mr. Davistow. Here we go, Jonathan Clifford's trying to go up the inside now into turn 1, and that'll be on Peter Ackery. Looks like Peter very fair, but he does try and go around it, but he can't close that door particularly well with somebody there, and Justin trying to follow suit. Peter not having any of it. Good racing, big strong toe from the Lamborghini, which did allow him. Probably made it look a little bit easier than it was. And we do have a bit of contact there between the boys, but yeah. Big close battles at the minute. Adrian Nord pretty close behind as well, with the likes of Doug Tilley following up behind him. For the most part, I think everybody's got a worry about it. Now the pit window is open, but I do not suspect to see anybody coming quite yet. The temperature is very low here, with it being a 4 o'clock in the morning race. We may see a sunrise. But yeah, tyre pressures are going to be a massive thing, as the Ruddy JC driver is chasing down Richard Roy Hart in front. Adrian Nord into P14, so doing a fantastic job. I believe it's starting a bit further back than what it was. Good to see the Ruddy JC driver doing that. We'll have a look at the race gaps right now. But I do have some accidents coming up. So, and as I said that, we've been involved in, it looks like Doug Tilley and Adrian Nord involved in something out there. Jan and Andrew and Jonathan all trying to fight one another. It's early doors for the boys, but they're figuring putting it in early and try and get away with it. Oh, bit of a send, and Brooker sees it coming. Gives very fairly a lot of room to Jan there. Let's see what the straight line pace is now between these boys, because Jonathan's saying I'll have a bit of that too. We get a better idea of the boys in front. Look at this, Jonathan Clifford trying to pressure Jan there. Brooker a bit of a deer in the headlights for a moment. The 992 not with all sorts of straight line. He really needed that draft and loses 2. We've been forced wide in a bad bounce there initially into turn 1. Peter Ackery is going to have a look here, but the acceleration of the Porsche should just get him out of trouble now. Jonathan trying to hunt down Jan in front. Jonathan with bags of experience. He is a professional esports driver and a very talented one at that. Peter taking a bit of curb and then some. Alright, got a second again. We'll have a look at the positions gained and lost by the people out on track. Peter's still trying to put the D-man under a bit of pressure here. Do want to have a look at this battle just in front. Oh, it's close. And that Lamborghini is looking sexy with the LEDs at the front of there, if you don't mind me saying. The red being sport tonight. It's red panty night for the 999. It's a big winners and losers. Chris Penrose is finally back out on track, and thank God. He got screwed big time with a disconnect from P2 on the grid, so having to start right at the back. He's moved up 9 positions. Jimmy Quinton also very far down. P20 is up 5. Me and Chica Thompson fighting his way up the grid. Good job. Liam up 1 into P3, a podium possibly on for the Runcorn driver. We'll see how that one goes. Obviously John up 1-2, Justin up 2, and Tom Tunstall up 7 spots. So big winners and losers from this one, definitely Chris Penrose and Tom Tunstall having the rub of the green, respectively. It's happening just a bit further back here. It's Justin Buzowski, I think, trying to hunt down. It's a strip sling battle. Is that another one down for Andrew? Was that David there that's just trying to put one on him too? Batman approaching again. They're a teammate down tonight. Mac will be loving this one if he's watching this back. And big, huge hit. The Lexus gets the worst of it into that section of track. We're going to have to keep a look at that. Hopefully that's not a pit lane exit. We are having some... I think the visibility is just really keeping everyone... on the toes, but I'm not sure what is happening there at all. Let's take a quick look at the replay system. What happens here? So I've got David Starr, which is fine. They're battling. Where's the Lexus come from? Okay. He's come out the pits, right? Oh, and maybe it might have looked like David got squeezed there. And obviously the Lexus on the inside of him, coming outside of the pit lane, is in no man's land. Nothing the 27 could do there, and the Lexus getting the raw end of that deal. And then some. These grids starting to pull out now. It's unfortunate that we may see a lull in the action, but that was a huge, huge hit Let's have a look what happened on lap at number 1. This is on lap number 1. We run board with Imola on the DPS. Been a racing driver. What happens to here? Is it a slight spin? Has something happened? Because we did see Dirk, so I do want to see what happened to Dirk into this section of track. A little bit of door rubbing, that's absolutely fine. I'm about to set in the fastest lap, and is that what that was for? Come on now. Dirk Lucan out on track. We've not lost Dirk already, have we? Right, so the number 131, I want to see what happened. It's not come up on our board. There we go, there's a yellow flag for Dirk, but I saw what happened there into that section of track. We did see something happen into Aqua Minerale as well with Doug Tilley. That's such a shame with the pit exit there. I think David gets squeezed, essentially. I don't think, obviously Brooke has seen what's actually happened. And with the car coming out the pit lane, David with absolutely nowhere to go. The Lexus getting a hit and a half. What happens with Doug here is he's outbroke himself in a big hit for the 150. Doug a sportsman though, he will have not meant to do that obviously, and he will have given the position back, whereas you've got Alan Brizzle-Brown now, P4 at the minute with Liam Barker just in front of him. It's all to play for. A lot of yellow flags out there, the 211. What is going on with the yellow flags? Come on now, drive-through cleared already. That was for the number 13. That was Owen with a drive-through. That must have been the Lexus, right? That was all. The 1-3, there's been yellow flags out there. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't like the incident that happened with the Lexus outside the pit lane. That's something that could have easily been avoided. We'll have a look at the action. I just want to go through this as you're not obviously into this section. It's probably just a little bit longer than they should have. He did indeed. And then Justin Blazowski too. And we've watched this one over. Apologies, ladies and gentlemen, I have an incident sheet and it's bigger than my left arm here too. So just a quick look at what happened with Justin up into this section, if that's alright. And this was a bit of to-ing and throwing from these guys in front, and a flash of the lights from Liam. He wasn't happy with a strong move being put on him there by Alan Brizzle-Brown. And still on the lights, it deliver Puglier. Yeah, not happy with that. It's usually very fair, but it did look quite aggressive. Chris Penrose making his way up now. He's got Thompson still to deliver in front. Chris, definitely the unluckiest man on the grid tonight, and we've not even got going. He's made that position up and he's through on Tom Tunstall. Big shout out to Tom, finishing P18 last time around. The Isle of Man driver, trying to get himself as far up as that as humanly possible. Looks like Craig Bowman down spot 2. I'm not sure what's going on back here. Aston Martin arrives with the Pseudo Racing livery on there. Very deep. Is he going to get a bad bounce here? But it does look like that Sky Blair, the number 7 behind, the American driver. She's doing a fantastic job and putting Craig under a lot of pressure now. It's good to see Sky having a good race. Oh, that was a big bounce. Where is Sky in this? Coming across the gravel, I think. Yeah, back on track. That's good to see, man. That's a big bed bounce, and then 555 involved or something there. 55 rather. So lean back, trying to get this. Let's have a quick look what happened. This is Ian Chica Thompson all by himself here, P15 at the minute. And what happens into this section of track? And J.R. Brooker got bumped. Yeah, I watched. I seen it. Oh, and just the rear end of the, what is it, Let's Go there. Yeah, I was watching the on-screen action there, Mary. It looked like half a dozen of one and half a dozen of the other, if I'm honest with you. It's from what I saw of it. It looked like a Lexus was coming outside of the pit lane. Take a look. This is what happened. Was it this? Yeah, so this is the accident, Mary. Got Lexus coming outside of the pit lane. Obviously, David's on the inside there. He's the McLaren. And obviously David, I think, has even tried to come out the Lexus's way. But it certainly looked like he didn't. No, that looked like, it did look like David got squeezed. Obviously his boys are out to do that on purpose to each other, but absolutely nowhere for David to go, and he does have a Lexus on the inside. Jamie Quinton. We have a yellow flag out on track. What's happening to the J-man? The P13, he was up a lot of spots, but he's going down the order. Quick look on the replay system. Was this all by himself into this? He was up 4 at this point, so yeah, he's either onto the curbs here into turn 1 and 2, or he's misjudged something. Racky in the house. Oh, it was a huge bump on there for the number 9 Aston Martin driver. Obviously, this replay system and app, fantastic to use, but obviously the drivers are not going to thank me for watching the replays of this one. Here we go, with Chris Penrose trying to hunt down the D-man in front. I don't think D-man's going to have too much for him. Yeah, now. The Elman driver trying to chase down the man from Scunthorpe, England. But yeah, I don't think anyone sets out to do it on purpose. Tom Bennett's a very impressive 40.7 fastest lap of the race at this early stages with the temperatures being this way. So if Chris manages to line this one up properly, it kind of looks like to me like it's a bit of a foregone conclusion. Here he goes. I don't think David's going to have too much for him. Rachel Horse is taking his mandatory pit stop, so maybe trying to play that long game now. Can David hit the brakes properly with the Elman driver there? Oh, Spat's been thrown up. But yeah, obviously, I don't think anything's on David. I don't think anything's on Brooker. It's just one of those things where they've actually come together. None of them have meant to set out to do this way. Inchik with Dobson and Doug Tilley battling hard. 3 cars all in the contention now. You're looking at each Duke Thompson, Ramsey Ramirez and Doug Tilley, all respectively in their races. I would love to race Mary, but obviously I need to broadcast this race and commentate it, and there's just simply no one else that can do it, so I'm missing out on the racing. Once the championship is done with, I'm going to be back to online lobbies and online nights and get back in the wheel and get to race a little bit more, because I do miss it. Also, Dirt Luke from taking his mandatory pit stop. Yeah, so we saw an accident happen very early on into this very corner involving Dirt. Whether he got a touch, tap, I'm not quite sure. The replay system been a bit dodgy. Chris Penrose trying to chase down Peter Ackery now. I do want to keep on top of this one. We've got a lot of damage on the front end of Ian Chica Thompson's car, as well as what I'm expected on Ramsey's too. I mean, ultimately, for Brooker, for David or something like that, it is just like a racing incident. There was a tap there. I don't think David's driven into to Brooker, but at least on that angle, I don't think you can claim that he was tapped. I think the road kind of ended there and they had a Lexus on the inside. This isn't going to end well. It's allowing Jamie to get his help up on these boys, and Doug's going to have a fantastic view of this. But yeah, it looked like from our perspective at the very least. How are we looking on? It's Doug there, he is indeed. It's gone board with Doug Tilley, professional firefighter. He's had to get on the brake super early and he's missed out massively. Well, they were going to be very, very close in that aspect there, and Jamie's found his way up a couple of positions too. He's going to be very happy with that one. Peter Ackery and Chris Penrose, Chris has made his way around. But yeah, ultimately the track just closed off with the Lexus coming outside the pit there. But I don't think David had moved over, and if he had, I think it's more to do with the not wanting to hit the Lexus on the right-hand side of it. But yeah, the Lexus definitely coming off worse off for that one. Yeah, Brooker's still P7 at the minute, but just in close pursuit, only 1.3 seconds behind Jan, P6. Don't plug up to P5. Peter Ackery doing a fantastic job, still in the top 10. He is down 2, but this would be a great bunch of points for the pseudo racing driver. Lots of battles out there. Not in a minute, they're all within a second, so let's move on board and maybe do a lap. Tom Vendors. He comes over. I think we're seeing a bit of light here, so maybe the track's gonna start to heat up. Into turn number 1 now, turn 2. Important to get the braking right into this one, but this whole thing is setting the corner up now. So navigating turn 1 and 2 is to just try and get the best possible exit here. This is where your time is, shortening on the brakes into turn 1. Now into turn 4, to cut a little bit here. Some people opting for third and second. Putting as much as you dare. Obviously setup plays an important part in this one of how much curve you can possibly take. The pseudo racing driver stretching his legs 7.5 seconds to Kevin Hatch behind. Tom in a commanding position with 44 minutes left for this one to go. Into the tricky left-hander here. Track limits will be a thing tonight. We will see some drive-throughs, I imagine. One easy to get on the right-hand side there. Tom navigating it absolutely perfectly into Aquamino Alley now. The exit of Aquamino Alley is somewhere also with the track limits are a bit of a bugger. Doing a good job. So the short straight into the chicane, and this is a case of yeet it. Applying a little bit of acceleration to dip the front end of the car up so it's not hitting the curve. I do want to stick on board with Tom, he's done a fantastic job for at least the last couple of corners, and that was a pretty clean lap there from the Subaru racing driver, the number 16 Aston Martin V8, Tom Venters. It's corner now. Set it up. Important to get this one right, to get the exit, so you've got all that speed all the way up the track. But yeah, Tom very comfortable in a minute and will be in hot lap mode. What's back on the track? Jamie Quinton trying to shunt down Doug Tilley in front, and I'm almost sure I saw Jamie in front of this battle, so I'm not quite sure. Yeah, I am quite sure we did see him in front. And we did have a yellow flag and an incident out there from the number 55, and the number 55 was Ian Chica Thompson. And number 17 is Ramsey Rivera, so further ado. And he also had a yellow flag. That's your best lap was that on? It's Tom Venters. I'm at 140.7 so far with the fastest lap of the race. With an incident here between... This has got to be in Chica Thompson and Sky, hasn't it? And this is what we were watching here, because you see Jamie in the background in the white Aston Martin. He ends up in front of Doug and another car here, so definitely the benefactor. Oh, and he's Chica Thompson. He outbraked himself by a long, long way, but then so does the Ferrari in front. Yeah, that's how that one panned out. And Doug Tilley into the pits, nice and early, 42 minutes, so he's definitely got tactics here. We'll see how it works out from the man from England. But an early pit stop for Doug Tilley. Up next for the Aleman driver is Justin Kozowski, and he's no mug to try and get past this Justin. If he's in one of those moves, he'll make that as big as he can. Justin doing a fantastic job. He's got Andrew Brooker just in front of him. Obviously Chris Penrose chasing down behind, so he'll be getting the hurry on at the minute. But yeah, Doug with the early stop there. On board with the Aleman driver. Yeah, Justin going to be hard to hit now, but Chris lining up two Porsche 992 GT3 cars in front of him. And I think Chris is going to have the advantage, especially when it comes to straight line speed. But out of the corners, these Porsches are a weapon. Obviously, Justin in a much better place than Brooker is, because he's not carrying 20 kilos of ballast tonight. However, I do suspect Justin's got a couple of kilos on, but nothing in the realms of what Andrew is having to prepare for. We would see an early pit out of one of these two. Not at the minute. Really no need to. Doug's still in the pit lane. Obviously, pit exit has been a thing, and I knew it would be. Tell you what, the Porsches are doing a lot better than I thought they would. Maybe either a bad exit from Chris, or, you know, the Porsches actually not suffering too much. Straight line. That's definitely the closest battle out on track. But Adrian Nord, Raki, and Doug throwing up a yellow flag there. You can just see Adrian Nord trying to chase down Ramsey Ramirez in front. That's his brother, of course, in the pit. But while we've got a second, looks like Justin, these boys are super close. On trackside. This is music to Chris Penrose there, watching these two maybe getting a squabble there, just spotting the new livery. We've got keep your distance on the back of Justin Kozowski's rear end there. It's a nice touch. Maybe if we go on board with Chris Penrose, we might be able to see that one just a little better. Not the best camera angle, and the sun is just starting to rise here at Imola. Started in the dead of night. I understand this is going to be a not loud old camera. Do not hit the dashboard, bro. Got board in the cockpit. See just the workout. Look at that. Just in sideways. Did a fantastic job to keep it going in a straight line. Jamie Quinton on the back end of Adrian Nord. Now the WJC team not having its own way. But Justin hunted down Andrew Brooker, the pride itself in front. And tell you what, between Andrew, Justin and Chris, they do have Jan in the background. Well, you can just see him just out in front. These boys haven't let him go. Maybe one of these will start picking about an early stop now, but here we go. He's definitely in the track, and he's gonna get a double draft here. What does Chris do? Which way does he go? Will he try and put it on both of them, or just try and get Justin? Ox to go on the outside, Justin doing the right thing of holding it on the inside. They both need to be on the brakes. Justin giving that one up. He hasn't. Bad bounce for the German, but he's not giving it up. Justin keeps on in the inside line there. Obviously, we're seeing an absolute barnstormer from the Isle of Man driver, but Justin not want to give this one up. A great defence so far, and clean and fair as David Starr, the D-man, the Luke man, into the pits for 27 720S. It's Peter Eckery in the background doing a fantastic job. The more these boys sort of battle and squabble, it will allow somebody like Peter to get on the arse end of them. But the sun starting to break through here. We've not quite seen signs of it yet, but this is music to everyone's ears. The visibility. Oh, and onto the big snap onto the brakes there for Chris Penrose. That's going to give Justin a little bit of breathing room, and while they squabbled just a tiny bit, it had allowed Andrew just to break away a second. Oh, something's happened to Jan. He did the right thing there though. He was on the reverse pedal coming off the racing line. The number 15 involved with something there. We'll have a look at what that yellow flag was and how that occurred for Jan Mappington, the Copenhagen driver. Jan's been a great addition to this season. Plus a man after my own heart. Was it a bad bounce onto the curbs? The car's pulled sideways. He's Tokyo drifted it. Oh, that's close. And doing the smart thing there of coming out of the way of the cars in case one of them understeers into him. Thank you, Jan, for that there. Oh, here we go. This is looking promising. Can Justin hold him off for yet another lap? Look at the gap Andrew has managed to pull with these two squabbling over each other too. Oh, nowhere to go there. Just so hard he's done the switchback. Oh, that was so close to being complete there. That would have been a beautiful move. And again, I'm telling people in the chat, Justin Buzowski is on a controller. He's no mug in the slightest when it comes to this game and puts up a hell of a defense. Doesn't matter where you are. Obviously, at the minute, at this stage of the race, Chris Penrose is quicker, but he's got to try and find a way around this 992 driver, Justin Buzowski, and he's kind of got to do it quick. He's giving him every look under the sun, trying to take his eyes off the apex ahead. Nothing doing quite yet for the number 86. Will he consider going into the pit lane and trying to undercut or overcut Justin Buzowski? Ian Chikatombo into the pit. I did see someone else in the background also into the pit, but good to see at least Chris get himself back on the road, because he did qualify P2. He had an absolute amazing performance last time out at Misano. For anyone that missed it, obviously the Misano race, recent qualifying session, we witnessed the exhilarating battle that kept fans on the edge of the seats right down to the last lap. But the L-man driver Chris Penrose managed to just edge out Tom Venters for pole position, securing P1 on the grid. Close behind them, Jan and Kevin Hatch started from P2 from row number 2 of the grid and did a fantastic job pushing the lead. Additionally, a standout performance came through Andrew Brooker, who pulled out a remarkable last lap effort in qualifying, catapulting himself from P10 to P5. And I can't tell you how important that was not to start from P10, the mid-pack, and actually put himself up there. The impressive drive not only showcased his skill, but also added an extra layer to excitement to the qualifying results. Such a competitive placement of the race promised to be the thrilling showdown. Anyone else out on there? Looks like Adrian Norden runs in the race pretty close to that. Justin had gone down a position. I'm not seeing anything come up on there. Obviously, the Misano race, Tom Venters initially took the lead very early on there from Chris Penrose, but Chris, the first half of the race, but however, Chris demonstrated his prowess as a top contender in the championship, showcasing his skills and strategy in the second half of the race. Penrose pulled away from Tom, ultimately claiming his first victory of the season. This win not only highlights Chris Penrose's talent, but also sets the tone for an exciting championship ahead. During that Misano race, Jonathan Clifford found himself in several scrapes, none of them due to his own mistakes. Unfortunately, he faced challenges with other competitions, particularly his Lamborghini GT3 car, which seemed to be trying to be attempted to turn into an Aston Martin throughout the race. These incidents highlighted the intense competition that is out on track, but, you know, the unpredictable nature of racing itself. Despite the difficulties, John's resilience and skills were in full effect there, and yeah, didn't lose too much there. It's like Andrew Brooker and Chris that actually found his way through there. John opted for an early pit lane once again, the strategy we've seen him employ in previous rounds. This early pit stop allowed him to undercut several competitions, gaining valuable track position. However, this tactic from John with the early pit stop left him vulnerable towards the end of the race, as tyre degradation became a significant factor. Despite the first challenges he faced in the last stages, John showcased his skill and his determination, ultimately finishing a very commendable P6. His ability to navigate the verse effectively and pick up the right strategy at the right time speaks volumes about his racing. Big shout out to Dirk Lucan and also Rod Mack in the last round too. They delivered impressive performances during the race, both finished inside the top 10. Their strong showing not only highlighted their skills and consistency, but only contributed positively to the standings of the championship with a big bunch of points for both cars finishing in that top 10. It's always encouraging to see drivers perform well and under pressure, and the results reflect their hard work. Those boys have been putting in a lot of practice, and yeah, it ultimately paid off for all of them. We've got at the minute Ramsey Mirrors with a yellow flag somewhere out of town. We have lost a car. Let's have a quick look what happened to the number 17 here. Why am I getting a yellow flag? Don't tell me this is out the pit lane as well. It's not something happened out of here. Why is this a yellow with him coming out the pit lane? Has we had another incident possibly? I don't think we have. Come on, Dirk! Since Isley 3-1-1, he's doing a fantastic job. It was involved in something a little early on, but I'm struggling to actually see what that was. So at the minute, there is still pit stops thrown into this one, but we will look and humour you with the positions gained and positions lost. Peter Reckery into the pit, the Subaru Racing boys. Up 17 spots, Chris Penrose. And we were just talking about Chris. Fantastic performance over at Misano, pulling out his first win of season number 2. Up 7 spots is Adrian Nord. Racky will be loving this one. Tom Tunstall up 9, but there are pit stops involved. The top 12 at the minute yet to take their stops. Fortunately, Dirk at the minute, P22, the 131, is at the ass end of the grid, and yeah, he's not having the best of races this time around, this Dirk. He's always a solid man when he comes into it. It's always fun to get to watch him race. Got an accident here from 15 minutes of the number 55. Should we watch that one? I think we may have seen it. We have some yellow flags involved there, so that would make sense with the incidents. Let's see. We got a bit of racing going on. Tom navigating a little bit of traffic here. Into the pit lane comes Andrew Brooker to change onto a new set of shoes. Ramsey Jamir is also into the pit lane now to take his scheduled pit stop. We're at the halfway point here at round number 6 for the GT Challenge Series. Tom go along. It looks like he's got a bit of extra fuel in there to give everyone a fair shake, and we're out on track. Keep it up, Tom. Kevin Hatch is P2 of this race. And in a pretty comfortable position as well. I tell you what though, as I say that, you're looking up out there to Alan Brizzle Brown, the FRL racing driver. That is kept in front of him. He is on for P2 of this race. Will we see some strategies come in? But Alan Brizzle Brown navigating Rory there. Rory, a very fair driver in the Lamborghini Evolution 2. He will have come out the way, but he's just looking at the Mustang in front. And to where Alan Brizzle Brown is now, there's definitely a fight on here. And that's that's P2 and 3 that are fighting. There is 2.3 seconds involved in there. Liam Barker was running P3 at one point, but I think Briz put a move on him during that, and there was no response there from Liam Barker. But he's flying high as Liam, and this will be a solid result for the Liverpudlian if he can pull it off. But he does have a very determined, a very skillful American driver behind him, which is the 999 of Jonathan Clifford from Uzbekistan. The 82-year-old driver, spotting the loss of the Lamborghini Evolution, does have Chris on his tail now. But the gap to Mr. Liam Barks just in front there in the BMW M4 is 3.5 seconds. It's all still to play for as we head in to the second half of our race. Top 11 at the minute, still not taking their scheduled stop. As you're looking from P12 down with the green marker there, have all taken their scheduled stops. I do want to note between all the boys that we did the accidents out on track earlier on that nobody goes into these races with the preparation and practice they all put in to purposely take anyone out. This is motorsport racing and accidents do happen. Craig Foreman into the pits, also with Owen into the pits too. Pseudo boys, colored suit there, maybe with similar fuel levels I imagine, but both opts to come in as well as Tom Bennett, the race leader, into the pit lane. Will he come out into traffic? Will he have to navigate anything? Pressure? Let's see how this one goes. But our race leader in Alan Brittle Brown decides now is the time, also opts into the pit lane. You'd kind of expect this here with the strategy with the mandatory pit stop. There comes Jonathan Clifford into the pits, and you did have Chris Penrose chasing him down there. So Jonathan Clifford obviously thinking now is the time to put on a fresh pair of boots. Just looking at the gaps out there, we do have obviously Andrew Brooker and Justin Brzozowski. They were locked in a great battle. Peter's right there with them too. But we're going to have to see how this one pans out with the pit stops. So down 5 at the minute is Andrew Brooker, but however there are pit stops happening in front of him. He will gain those positions back. This will be a solid result if he gets somewhere inside in the top 10. I'm kind of expecting it. That's Kevin Hatch behind him, right? So what's going on there? Right, Kevin hasn't taken this pit stop yet, so that makes more sense. Andrew obviously not going to want to lose any time with the Frenchman there, and that's it. Tom is out of the pit lane. He's done his scheduled stop. And we see the Frenchman from Colmar, Santé Kemp, to you and the wife, my friend. It's good to have that Mustang out on track. He does need to take a scheduled stop. Kev has been known to pull off some amazing manoeuvres when it comes to strategy and the pit lane. It all depends how long these boys have put fuel in for. Will we see the Frenchman pull into the pit this time around, or does he stay out and go longer? He's certainly hanging out there. Suggest he's definitely going long. Alan Brown with a yellow flag somewhere in the lap. I'm not sure what's going on there. For the 738, but we can take a quick look as Adrian Nord up in 6th. What happens to Briz here? That's Jamie Quinton just behind him. I'm suggesting he's got a bad bounce or he's hit the grass somewhere in this lap from the Aston Martin. What happens here? No! That's a massive, massive hit. And you see the front end of that car up in the air. Jan into the pit also. Hopefully Bristol kept it going. And we haven't lost the FRL racing driver in P13, but he's definitely lost some spots. And you've got to understand, Briz was in P3 of this race. He was in a podium spot. But that is inherited. At least Jan, I think, is he taking his pit stop? He's into the pits now. Tom Tunstall into the pit. Alan Brown with a lot of damage. He's got to come in, fix it. Alan out of a podium spot, man. He was fighting. You had Kev just in front of him, brother, and he's going to be so disappointed as an FRL racing driver. It's like Tom back into P3. We're waiting for Chris to take his scheduled stop too. Jan into the pit, and that's who was, you know, I think Jan's going to inherit this one, so I think provisionally at the minute it is going to be Tom Venters, it is going to be Kevin Hatch, and then I think it's going to be Jan. And big thank you to the number 55 of Ian Chica Thompson, coming right out the way of the race leader there, showing awareness out on track, not to get involved with their fight. Big thank you to Ian Thompson, the number 55 720S driver. But a huge, huge hit, a massive hit for Alan Brown, who we do have a light show. That's me done, mate. I'm mad. You should be. You're in a podium spot. You had it all to play for. You were literally hunting Kevin down. Oh, the 999 with a yellow flag somewhere out on track. Is this just coming out the pit lane? Yeah, I don't know why it gives me a yellow flag here. I think it's just because he's joining the actual race, and that is Liam Barker behind. It's weird. I thought Liam was in front of him. We have a yellow flag for the number 98 there too. We'll check that out as and when we get a second in the action, but Liam Barker and Jonathan Clifford, these boys are going to be the board switcher, I imagine. There you go, Liam just in the background there, the number 999. Finally, we have white here at round number 6. But stay in the lobby, my friend. I punched my wheel. I was that mad. Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to appreciate me doing it, but obviously from our perspective, from Alan Brown, this is what we saw. This is what took the FRL racer out of this race, out of the podium. Oh, he was fighting for P2, but this is it. This is our replay from what happened to Alan Brown. I apologise for showing it again, my friend, but to give some context to ladies and gentlemen at home, this is what we saw from our perspective, and just car tucks in, rear steps out, huge damage on the front end of that car, and that was it for the Formula Racing driver off the podium spots. And it's such a cool way to go. And lean back on down Jonathan Clifford in front, it'd be a solid result if the man from Runcorn, England, the BAC driver, can actually get himself up there and in the mix of it. Liam was in a podium spot earlier on, with a move big Briz putting him just outside there. How many people are yet to take their stop? To Adrian Nord to take the stop, Chris Penrose, Kevin Hatch to take their stop. Until those boys are taking a stop, Don't know what to see. Or don't know particularly where everyone is. I don't know if it's... The way it's shaped up at the minute, it's got John maybe on the podium. But I'm almost sure Liam was in front of him. So I'm not 100% sure, but Liam's got the hurry on in a minute. Them fresh pair of boots, he's got his hammer down right from the get-go. Maybe John just letting bed those tyres in for the last 23 minutes. Taking nothing away from the man from Runcorn, England. He's doing a good job. Still waiting for Adrian Nord, Chris Penrose and Kevin Hatch to take their manual pit stops. Let's have a lap and a bit of a go on board with Liam Barker, the number 8. As he tries to hunt down one of the most experienced drivers out on grid. Fastest lap of the race, Tom Branchers, the Tudor racing driver on a 140.6. It's not to Tom off his time. The fuel loads will be coming down from Tom as well, sir. Maybe we might see something quite impressive. As the sun is now rising, we get the Shepherds light here at the Romeo and Gallego track. And that is his aim in front. But it's going to be interesting to see Mr. Nord, Chris Penrose and Kevin Hatch, where they come out. And as I say that, Adrian not into the pit lane. The Run DJC racing driver is in, so Liam and John will take that position. When they came out of the pit lane for Liam Barker and Jonathan Clifford, the gap was at 2.5 seconds. It's now down to 1.8. Two more drivers need second. Kevin into the pit lane now. I think Kevin's got that position done with, man. He's definitely got it done with. Andrew Brugger chasing down Justin in front as well. Oh, and just a commentator's curse, but he's kept it going in the right direction. That could have been so much worse for the 992 driver, but he has a target in front of him of Justin Bozowski. We'll have to see how that one pans out. Big shout out to the driver that's still in it. Obviously, Alan Bristol-Brown with an absolute nightmare off the podium. Dirk Luca has kept it going on track 2, who's also who's not. David Starr not too far off there. Ramsey Maria's in P19. Mitchell Rory Horse, the 211. Sky Blair from California doing a fantastic job. Up to Jamie Quinton, who started P20 on this, so he's definitely up there. He's been involved in some of the fights tonight as well as Craig Foreman, P15 at the minute. There's a friend in front of him, also pseudo racing driver Owen Milan in P14. Adrian Nord, who's taking his pit stop, I think he may be still in there actually, just coming out when he moves another position in Chica Thompson in P number 12. Doug Tilley, P11. This would be a great result for Doug. Tom Tunstall finished in his best position last time round in P18, currently inside of a top 10 position. I don't want to put too much pressure on the Liverpudlian, but doing a fantastic job is the number 98. Jan Matheson, the number 15, we saw him get it all wrong into Aqua Minimale, but with an absolute champion's determination to come off the racing line, puts it in reverse and probably saves himself a lot of damage. To the racing driver, Pete Zarakari, P8 in this race. Andrew Brooker, still trying to chase down Justin, lost a bit of time as we saw into that section of track. Justin Bozowski, number 44, 992 driver, P6. This will be a great result as well for Justin. League coordinator, he helps organise and sorts out the league. Liam Barker, this is getting closer, right? Much closer. Look at that. Liam with a bit between his teeth now, 1.5 seconds to take a further 3/10 out of Jonathan Clifford in front, the 999 American driver. He's going to find himself under a bit of pressure, but one more driver to set the pit stop. It is Chris Penrose. We're going to see where he comes out of. We take Chris's pit stop out of the way with. It's Tom Ventures, Kevin Hatch, and Jonathan Clifford, P1, 2, and 3. Fastest lap from Tom Ventures. He's knocked 2 more tenths off his previous best with a 40.4. Sparks being flown up there. But yeah, if I've got my calculations correct, and believe me, sometimes I don't. When Chris comes into the pit, comes out, if he comes out behind Liam, we have a fight on for the last podium spot, and it's down to a second now. The Liverpudlian with a bit between his teeth. Craig Foreman and Adrian Nord look very close in the background too. Let's see if there's any gain throughout this corner here. He's not going to be into the draft quite yet, but Liam Barker has a podium on his hands. But he's up against one of the most experienced drivers out on track. Someone that knows what they're doing, done it plenty of times before. Craig Foreman now, very, very close. I missed that move being made. Look at this. The number 49 Aston Martin driver is trying to find his way around Adrian Nord, who's P14 at the minute, and this, again, I'm pretty sure this will be Adrian's best result of the season. Up there fighting. Liam has managed to pull the gap. It's now within a second for the championship spot. David Stowe and Alan Brown both in the pit lane and packed it up for the night. That's going to be it from them. We'll keep an eye on the action though. It's great form and tries to hunt down P14 in front into Aqua Mineral. It's not going to be an easy task. The gap still at the front between Liam Barker and Jonathan Clifford, still over a second. We're still waiting for Chris to make that move and make the jump into the pit lane. Kevin Hadge behind there too. But yeah, disappointing from Alan Brown. Definitely had a big fight on there, and now it's being changed around. Flashing the lights there, like Greg. He obviously thinks he's going to do the hurry up, and he's got to find a safe and effective way around the Ferrari. Adrian Nord, did he send him deep a little bit? He has. A good move by Craig, just coming out of the drive, just having a look at the inside, just trying to put the Ferrari driver off anything but the apex out in front of him. Into the draft now, up the long ass straight. Doesn't look like Adrian's put as much of a fight there, to be honest with you. Will it around the Aston Martin driver to go to the inside? It has. It's kind of a drag fight at the minute, and I tell you what, the Ferrari looks like a bit of a weapon in the straight line because the Aston had the draft there. It has to succeed that the place back at the minute. 0.4 between the boys though, doing a fantastic job. It looks all clean and fair with 17.5 minutes left of this race to go. Can't wait to see where Chris Penrose comes out in once he's done his actual pit stop, where he comes out at. Because then we're going to know whether we've got a podium fight on. Obviously Chris started from the back of the grid. He should have started P2, but evidently there was a disconnect there. Craig losing out there. He's lost 6/10 of a second. Liam Barker, however, he's got to hurry up. It's close, right? It's really close. How's it that close? It's super close. Chris Penrose into the pit lane now, so we're going to see once Chris comes out what is happening in this race. I'm super impressed with Liam so far because obviously Chris, obviously John, it's not going to be an easy person to get around. Maybe it's something wrong with the tyre pressures for Jonathan Clifford here, but he would take nothing away from the number 8 BMW M4 driver. He's been in the battle tonight. He had a pit lane. He had a podium on. Big fight with Briz, so he moved down into P4. But with Briz's accident, so that's been thrown out. It's allowed these boys to get a bit further up. Chris in the pit lane still. So is it going to allow Kev to come by? Depends where these boys are. I obviously want to stick with it, because if Liam can keep this up and get into the draft here. Just looking at the top left of the corner, we're seeing where Chris actually comes out of the pit lane. He's out the pit lane. Chris has jumped and he's into P3 of this race, but he's going to be close, right? That's impressive from the element driver. I honestly thought Jonathan and Liam were going to be fighting over a podium spot, but this is a great battle at the minute. Andrew Brooker pulling up onto Justin Brzozowski now. He's got to hurry on a little bit. Looks like we may have had contact between Adrian Nord and Greg Foreman, and Liam thinks about it, shows Jonathan the nose. That's as close as you like. Professional driving and close quarters by Liam Barker and Jonathan Clifford. Jonathan on the teller at the very least. Up 3 spots at the minute, P4. But if this is anything to go by, they're going to be close. And I tell you what, let's just have a little dip in front because it's not over, even though he's under a lot of pressure. Look behind. Is that Chris Penrose? Yeah. I thought the gap was only 3.3. There you go, that's the battle behind as well. So, Chris Penrose from the back of the field, and thank you so much, Jim Quinton, showing a very wise head on that old head of yours. Very experienced, and appreciate that. Coming out the way of Chris Penrose in P3, not wanting to get involved in that, and yeah, just showing the awareness out on track there, coming out, doing your thing for Jeremy. I appreciate that very much. But in the background, just there, you can see the battle between Liam Barker and Jonathan Clifford. This is it. Liam's got the draft this time. It's a lot closer, and again, Jamie, a big thank you for coming out the way. We'll see what sort of setups these boys are running now, whether the wing levels are going to be adaptable, but here we go. This is the chance for the BMW driver. You've got to expect John to hold the tight line here. It's super difficult to go around the outside, it really is. John places the car exactly where he needs, so the 999 stays in P4. But he is getting the hurry on from Liam Back, a professional dream chaser. The BAC driver doing a fantastic job. I've seen a bit of fog come up here. It is the closest battle out on track, but Peter Reckery, Andrew Brooker, they're in it to win it too, with their own battle out there. So we're going to take a look on the back of Justin, because we're going to see, I think, Andrew Brooker and Peter Reckery all in very close competition there. So Justin, you can see there, you've got the yellow beetle of Andrew Brooker in the background, and Peter Reckery not letting this one go. 1.3 and 1.5 respectively, but Liam Back is still 1.8 behind. Moving back to the Lamborghini Evolution driver. He's so experienced, so it's gonna be impressive to watch Liam try and work his magic and see where he can maybe pull at the string and get the run on the Lamborghini driver. My only suspect would be a mistake by Jonathan Clifford, and it'll be a very uncharacteristic mistake from the American driver if we see one. I think at this minute, Liam Parker's best chance at really getting past the American driver would be getting the run out of this final corner coming up. This left-hander getting into the draft and managed to get away. The gap looks like it did last time, so potentially another move on. But again, Jonathan's going to hold the tight line on the left. It looks like he got a much better exit that time. It's going to be a late one. Here we go. He didn't defend it, but Liam ultimately just not close enough to make that move. Andrew Brooker and Justin Pedrosa very close to each other too, and I tell you what, the Lamborghini looked a little out of shape, and again, the tyres definitely going off for Jonathan. There's something not right with that Lamborghini. This will be music to watch from Liam Barker, seeing that Lamborghini just struggle here and there. Andrew Brooker super close too. I don't know what's happening between those boys. It's as you were at the minute for those guys, so let's have a quick look. Here we go. Andrew Brooker putting the German Minister of Defence under some pressure, and just they'll be absolutely loving that. The cutback by Andrew Brooker. The number one on the 44. Beautiful. Sure didn't fake the outside, went to the inside, lay on the brakes, and up into P6 is Andrew Brooker, the pride of the South. Reigning defending Season 1 champion with a hell of a move there. Has Justin got any reply? It's going to be difficult into Acqua Minerale as Liam Barker still 4/10 behind. We'll have to keep an eye on this battle. They all need to hit the braking points properly. Oh, it's close. It's close. It's so close. Not sure what's happened there, but that gap is now 5/10 of a second. So yeah, maybe not the best exit over the chicane for Liam Barker. And if you're watching this bomb back, Liam, I've said your name right 20 times tonight. I've not called you a baker once. What a brave and what a move by Andrew Brooker there into the teardrop chicane, as I like to call it. I don't think Liam's going to be close enough this time around, and yeah, Chris still in the back, in the front of there. He's still into earshot. You can just about make out the Centre Racing Tribute livery there. So a little look at that move that, well, the show that Andrew Brooker and Justin Pedrosa was giving us into that section of track. Brooker putting him under a lot of pressure here. Look how he fakes to go around the right-hand side of it and then darts left onto the brakes. There we go, onto the brakes. Danny Ricciardo-esque. And he was definitely fully along the inside there, so yeah, Justin turned in. I don't think it maybe not expected him, but we missed it. We missed it out on track. It's Liam Barker through on Jonathan Clifford. I'm suspecting there must have been a mistake there. Sorry that we were watching that replay of that great move into the teardrop there, and Liam Barker is through. What I saw of the Lamborghini though, its grip levels just wasn't that. So whether something wrong with the car, I'm not sure, but you cannot take anything away from Liam Barker. He's had tons of pace tonight, and it's been involved in it from the very get-go. P4 at the minute. I guess obviously Tom being an absolute stud from the start to where we are right now, barring an accident with 35 seconds pulled out in the field, is super bloody impressive. Kevin Hatch Sante, my friend, take a bow in P2. Chris Penrose, however, if I just show you this, ladies and gentlemen, we watch the positions gained. You will see up 20 spots is Chris Penrose, the driver from the Isle of Man. Liam back where he started, so I'll be happy with that one. Tom Tunstall, I really do. This would be a fantastic result. P10. Currently up 8 spots. Also up 8 spots is Ian Chica Thompson, the pride of Scotland. Jimmy Quinton up 4. Sky Blair having a fantastic race, up in P5 spots. Nice job. And Justin up 4 too. We've seen some absolute weapon and action going on tonight. But yeah, one for the books. I think driver of the day is going to be bloody close between all these guys. Oh, and Justin hasn't let this one go, has he? I do want to stress the ladies and gentlemen at home that the yellow Bumblebee just in front has 20 kilos of ballast, along with a lot of the other boys, but the Bumblebee in front is spotting the most amount of ballast out of all the cars out on track. And look at Peter just in the background, menacing with 8 minutes to go. He's going to pick up any pieces that may come his way. And Jan might have time to get involved with this too, you know. Now, don't count the man from Denmark out of this one quite yet. Like Ian Chica Thompson and Craig Foreman may be involved in something there. Don't want to take my eyes away, but we will check what happened to you, Chica there. It's the same place we saw him last time, and this one I don't think he's going to get away with. Oh, he does. Big run off there. But yeah, we've seen Chica have a few moments like that in this race. Andrew Brooker into P6 at the minute, but 7.5 minutes left this race to go, and he has the likes of Justin Bavovsky, Peter Ackery and Jan Mafson in contention. Let's get rid of the positions game and just look at the gaps that are out there. You can see how close that is now. Peter looks like he might be close enough to actually make a move here. See what the straight line speed of that Porsche is, but he's gonna have a difficult job because Peter Ackery is on his way. The Porsche, a bit of a weapon in a straight line. Peter's right there to pick up any pieces, and Justin sideways does very well not to get it on the bracket. Peter trying to cut back now. Justin sees it coming and tries to go defensive early, but this doesn't allow Peter to go. He's got the switch back there. They were side by side. That's very, very close from both them boys. Some exciting racing. I tell you what. Peter did very well on the bloody brakes there, because if he'd have just got a split second later than what he did, he would have run into the back of the number 44 and did a fantastic job to avoid him. Ultimately losing a couple of attempts in pace there, but ultimately the right thing, and that was definitely a track cut for Peter Ackery there. But did a fantastic job to avoid a big incident. Meanwhile, back on the ranch, I'm pretty sure that Richard Rory Horse, though 2-1-1, is closing down on Sky Blair in front. It's Lamborghini Evolution 2 versus the 720S Evolution. 5 minutes left of this one. Am I winning yet, Ewan? You know, you don't know, unfortunately. But you're a winner in our heart, as Richard Rory Horse is down 5 spots. Maybe a little disappointed with it, but he is involved in a fight at the minute. Sky Blair. She's done a fantastic job so far this season. This will be a solid result. It does look like Peter 5 tenths behind, and Jonathan Clifford hasn't let this one go either. So what Sky can do at the minute. P17 and 18 respectively from these drivers. It's a close fight. We'll keep an eye on them. But back on here, it looks like Peter Ackery and Justin are having a big old in set 2. There's only 5 minutes left of this. I apologise for that one. Look at this side by side now. Justin, the German Minister of Defence. You might have to let this one go, because Peter, with a blinder of a move, he has the inside for the next couple of corners. And Peter Ackery up into P7 of this race. Justin living up to his name there, and has certainly put in a solid defence. But while these boys battling it out, Brooke has managed to pull out that 4-second gap. Will it be enough for the Pride and South to keep the likes of Peter Ackery, the Suda racing driver, behind? Stay tuned as we find out. Right, just fizzling out a little bit. Oh! German driver figuring out a different way to go around this track. Richard Rory Horse still very close now. We'll go more with Sky Blair and have a look at the rear end. Is that cap still big? The yellow Lamborghini with it all to do, but Sky Blair having a fantastic race, doing a fantastic job. She has been improving all season as the California driver. Lambo with a much better run into there, and Rory Richwater has closed right up on this one. Cheshire match to Rory's wife, and I hope Rory's young kids watching because his dad's putting in a stint tonight. But that is Tom Ventus behind, and these boys are going to get the blue flags, and Rory straight away comes out of the way. He doesn't want to get involved and wants to let Tom run his own race. I tell you what, it would have been easy for Rory to get sucked into his own race there, because he's literally lost out a couple of seconds. Oh, Sky needs to watch out with Tom on the inside, can't turn in quite yet. Rory's going to try the run now, we're going to have to go with a different camera angle here. It's all to play for. Rory with the patience of a saint. Let this one go. He's going to try and go around the outside of the California driver. 3 minutes left of this one to go, but Sky doing a fantastic job keeping the draft of Tom Ventus, our race leader, in front, and it's helped Sky. Uh-oh. Keep the position up for a second there. I thought Sky was going to try to make a move. But very crafty from the California driver, the number 7, has kept the draft of the car in front. And has managed to keep that position. Rory putting her under an amount without suppression now. Where is Jan in all this lot? Number 44, what has happened there? It's down a few spots, right? I should book a beat record. I might back, but Jan is trying to close in on the German Ministry of Defence, and Justin must be wishing that this 2 minutes left of this race is the last lap. Jan doing a great job. Down 4 spots for his mistakes to Acca Minerale, but the man from Copenhagen has kept his head down, kept in it, and still has the possibility of P8 in this one. But as we've seen, Justin has been an absolute menace to try and overtake, with blinding moves from Andrew Brooker into the teardrop, as well as Peter Ackery having to pull something really out the back to get past the German driver. Looks like that battle between Sky Blair and Rory is... Oh, has it got closer? I think it has. Look at this! Huge elbows out here for the number 16 and the 211. This is fantastic to see. This is over P16 of this race. This is fantastic. Whether you're fighting for P1 or you're fighting for P2 or you're around at the end of the pack, there's still some hard racing, fair racing going on. And I do have an incident here for Justin and Jan. So not sure what's going on between those boys, but definitely have a yellow blanket throwing up. This is Rory's chance now. Rory cuts back onto the brakes. He definitely let it go a second. He's up the inside. Oh, little tap there. Rory has to let off the gas and save the car. Very, very wise from the Lamborghini Evolution driver. Second now between Jan and the 44. I'm not seeing anything come up on the incident sheet, so maybe just a slight knock there. Liam and John being pulled into a fantastic battle too. Liam pulled out 1.5 gap. Jan is still only 0.3 behind, but I do need to go forward very shortly on board with Tom Venture. Very quickly, where is Tom out on track? So we can potentially see something being made. Where is Tom? Squid for Acqua Minerale. So we can have a quick on board with Justin and Jan here. But if there's nothing doing up into this section, we need to jump back to Tom. As much as I think I have a gap for these two to watch them get onto the last lap, Tom's a bloody quick driver, and for the last thing I want to do is miss the two-door racing driver come across the line. Jan opting for a different of line there. Right, back with Tom Ventus. Get onto the brakes, look at that. Keep an eye on the boys. Here he comes from the final corner. The pseudo racing driver, the number 16, Aston Martin V8. A flash of the lights there, and an absolute masterclass from Tom Ventus. Well done to Tom and the pseudo racing drivers. Fantastic. Well dominated. Well driven. Well deserved. Kevin Hatch. Santé Kevin. Because he's pulled one out the bag too. He's done a fantastic job tonight. The Frenchman has kept his head down in the Mustang. He said he wasn't happy during the week with the setup initially with the Mustang. But somebody else tell Kev that, because P2 is going to come up on that podium spot. Here he comes around the final corner. barring some freak accident, Kevin Hatch is going to come home and bring it home for P2 of this race. Sante, Kevin Hatch, the 782. Well done to Kevin Hatch, P2. And look at this, up 20 spots is Chris Penrose. He should be very happy with that performance. I know he got the unlucky rub of the green with a disconnect there, but to come from where he did and finish where he did, come on man. Liam Barker, P4 of this race, closely followed by Jonathan Clifford in the background there too. Well done to Liam Barker and to Jonathan Clifford respectively. Where is Andrew Brooker in this too? He's going to bring it home for P number 6. He had some hard-fought battles tonight and some brilliant moves by the 992 driver. Fantastic drive from the number 1 there. Andrew Brooker, P6 of this race. Peter Ackwood comes across the line, the sooner racing driver in P7. Justin Pazowski was closely followed behind. Where is Jan? He's coming down the line right now. Is this Tom? Where's Tom? Tom did a fantastic job. I don't know why it stopped us there, but Tom did a fantastic job. Well done to the boys. They did a fantastic job. And there was a lot of action to and from that race. They should be all dead impressed with that. Tom Brennan, Kevin Hatch and Chris Penrose are your podium spots. Liam Barker, Jonathan Clifford, Andrew Brooker, Peter Ackery, Justin Pazowski, Jan Matheson and Tom Tunstall. What a result for Tom there. Rounding off for your top 10 positions. Doug Tilley, P11. Let's go, Doug. Craig Foreman, Owen Milana, Ian Chico Thompson, Jamie Quinton, Sky Blair holding off Rory in the end. Rory Richel-Horse, Ramsey Ramirez, Dirk Lucan, and David Starr, followed by Alan Brown, who, deserves a bit of commiserations there, because he had a torrid old time there. He did a fantastic job. So just keep it going. Appreciate all the boys joining us, everybody on the YouTube channel too. Well done to everybody. And another good race. That is round 6 under the belt. That is it we're done with. Yeah, massive congratulations to all the finishers and everybody that joined tonight. I'm going to love you and leave you. I am literally dying and I need water. The boys did a fantastic job, and I thank every single one of you that came out on track tonight to give it your all. Well done to our podium spots, Tom Venters, Kevin Hadshante, and Chris Penrose. A fantastic result. Please join us next week for round 7. It's a fantastic job. Thank you, Nose. Could hold it for an hour time. Bless you, Kev. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Sante, God bless. And as always with this channel, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Peace and love. Thank you, guys.